All right, folks, let's get down to your first non-fungible framework. That's going to be the most classically trained framework there is in sales, and it is, of course, rapport. So rapport is defined as a harmonious relationship in which two parties can communicate effectively. There are four to be specific, there are a few important philosophies or concepts that I will share with you in terms of locking in rapport and making sure that it's going to be an effective tool for you throughout the sales call. Remember that rapport is something that is not just focused on in the beginning of the sales process, but something that is revisited and maintained throughout the entire way. So put attention on this in the beginning and it will serve you. Let this slip from your attention throughout the call at all, and you will go nowhere. Let's get into each of these. So first of all, we want to garner and gain their attention, their fully present attention. Ask yourself the question, what are they doing on the other end of the phone or the Zoom meeting? Do you have their attention? And if you do not have their attention and you need to gain it, there are a few tactics I will share with you here. And the difference is outbound versus inbound. For instance, if I'm calling someone out of the blue, I might need to work a little harder to gather their attention or gain their attention, lock it in. If they are expecting my call and they had scheduled it themselves, it's on their calendar, they have gotten reminders and confirmations from our team, then I need to spend less time on this. Simply jogging their memory of who you are will do. For those of you who are doing outbound reaching, outbound calling, outbound messaging, emailing, prospecting in any way, what we want to do is float out the outcome that we generate and key in on what action they have already taken to solve the problem they have or to get more information or gain more intimacy and trust with our business. And so I'll give you an example. Someone has joined a Facebook group. I will reach out to them and say, hey, Mr. Person, saw you just joined our X, Y, and Z Facebook group. Curious what prompted the ad. Someone purchased a low ticket. Hey, Mr. Customer, Cody here from XYZ company. Saw you just picked up product. I'm curious. Have you dove into it yet? What were you looking to get solved by purchasing said course or book or t-shirt? So gain their attention based on what action they've taken so far. Moving into language patterns, they are really something you are picking up in passing, and this is more of an advanced tool to use as you become more familiar with them. So we want to pick these up in their verbiage that they use, if they're using descriptive language in the visual sense or the kinesthetic sense. If they are telling you that it is a beautiful day or that their day is going well. Going well is kinesthetic, beautiful day is visual. So pick these language patterns up and more specifically identify the four archetypes or profiles of how language patterns will show up on your sales calls. The four profiles are driver, expressive, analytical, and amiable. Now you may be familiar with these concepts in different terms, and that's fine, but these are the words I'll use today. Driver is exactly what it sounds like. This person tries to take control of the call at every point, at every possible opportunity. The expressive communicator will tell you stories, rant and rave, and go on tangents. The analytical communicator will give you all of the hard, fast facts, figures, and data to the decimal. The amiable will sit, talk, listen, ask questions, really without any agenda, and then tell you that they suddenly have to run. So as you become more familiar with these profiles, you will gain more control over your influential strategies. You will become more persuasive in passing moments, in non-obvious exchanges, because you are speaking their language. The third piece of maintaining effective rapport and really meeting them where they're at in this case is understanding the buyer's journey that the prospects took so far. What have they seen? What have they heard? Who have they spoken to? And what's their sentiment or experience with us? If someone has previously had a sales call and they had a bad time, you are going to have to work to remove that perception of the company and therefore yourself of the prospect. If they had spoken to no one, seen very little content, and just clicked on an ad and booked a call and got to you, then you will have to work to warm them up, build trust, a relationship, express your expertise, and educate them on how we specifically do business. And lastly, paying attention to the buyer's awareness level, or the 5 states or stages of buyer's awareness, and becoming familiar with the difference in strategy of all 5 states. Now, quite simply, moving from unaware to most aware, you have completely blissfully unaware prospects who do not really remember or recall why they clicked on your ad, purchased your product, booked a call, joined a group, liked something, commented here or there. It typically is a result of lack of intention, and it often means that they are shopping or looking around quite a lot. As we go into the problem and solution aware buyers, these will be your most commonly spoken to prospects. And these 2 cases are really very similar. Specificity and clarity are your friends with the problem and solution aware buyer. Your goal is to make them more aware of the problem and how big the problem is, and increasingly aware of the solution and how easy it would be for them to work with you, your company, your cohort, to actually solve the problem that they're dealing with. Furthermore, there are product aware and incredibly aware buyers, that of the likes you will probably not see too often. They already know what you do, how much it costs sometimes, and in certain markets where, let's say, they're largely technical, your product aware and most aware buyers will often know more about the product than the salespeople selling it to them. That is actually very common. So these concepts alone will not help you maintain rapport, but they will help you find it. They will help you achieve it. Now, tactically, how we can put these into use is very simply asking a few, what I would consider coffee shop talk, chit-chat about how their month is going, how if they have any holiday plans, how the weather's treating them in their area, do they like it, what's new, how's business. Asking these very general, broad, sweeping, small talk questions will typically open up someone's language patterns, asking how they got to the call, what they saw that made them reach out will give them your buyer's journey and buyer's awareness. So take note of those 2 types of questions. One being very, very broad and general around just small talk, and the other being pretty open-ended in terms of what brought them to you or what made them reach out and take whatever action they have taken so far. So that's a quick look into rapport and the concepts that I've found most impactful when locking it in. We'll look at a deeper level into rapport with some live examples, both on the call review side and the role play side. We'll see you soon.